Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on a sublimation project. I have a polyester tote bag that I want to make, and so I've created this design in here, and I am going to give it a shot and sublimate it and see how it looks. So the farmer's market, I actually just went into images and searched for farmer's market, so it's not one that I created. And then I made it a print then cut. When you're doing sublimation, you'll want to make all of these print then cuts. And then I went and searched for things that you see at a farmer's market. So sunflowers, some corn, some chili peppers, tomatoes, carrots. These are a lot of things we see in Kentucky at our farmer's market throughout the spring and summer and fall. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to print it out on my Epson Eco Tank, and it's a Epson printer that I converted to a sublimation printer, and I have a video on how to do that if you're interested. It was pretty easy to do. I have my design printed out, and you have to remember to mirror them when you're doing sublimation. And now I'm going to center this and then iron it on. A tip that I do once I have these printed out is I tear out the image, and that way you don't have kind of a square impression that shows up on your blank that you're applying this to. So here it is after I pressed them on, and I am thinking I either did too much pressure or I moved, which I didn't think I moved. But I also used parchment paper instead of butcher's paper, so I don't know if it's those two things. So on this one, I did butcher's paper and I did less pressure, and that turned out much better. That's how we learn. I have printed it out. There are some things that I want to change. So the carrots, I don't like how they show up on the print, so I am going to make some changes to that. And then the lettuce, the black trim was a little ghosted, and I went ahead and flattened all the designs when I made it the first time. So this time I'm going to try maybe not flattening it and see what happens. And then on the carrots, I am going to brighten up the colors and change the colors around. I went ahead and imported into my canvas these carrot files again. And you can see over here on the right hand side, it's a multi-layer, and it's actually a cut file. But I've changed it to print and cut. And then I selected the two carrot files, this one and this one. And you can see from the colors over here, I brightened this up quite a bit. So I'm going to give that a go. And then the little hash marks, I changed those to more of a dark brown because they were kind of an orange as well. So I'm going to see how that looks printing out on my next one. Here is my second attempt, and I definitely love this color better than the more lime green on the first attempt. And these colors are definitely the lettuce and the carrots and the tomato are brighter. The other thing I learned was I had the bleed on, so make sure the bleed is off. Okay guys, so you can see from the second application of this design that the colors definitely look much better, but I'm still having a little bit of ghosting issues with when I heat press them on, and I think that is having to do with the size of the farmer's market and the size of my heat press. And so I think I would either have to make this a little bit smaller or maybe heat press half of it and then heat press the other half. And the other part is this farmer's is at the very top of the canvas bag, as you saw. And so I'm using really the top edge of the heat press, and that's not as hot as the middle part of the heat press. So I still got to figure out the heating part of it, but I love the color, love the design. These colors came out much better. Now the tomato was a little ghosty on there as well, and I think that was, again, it was at the bottom edge of my heat press. So I'm going to have to work on the heat press part of it, but the design is great. I lightened up the lettuce colors as well as the tomato, um, in addition to the carrot. And I love how those colors all came out. The other thing to remember is when you go to print these, make sure the bleed is turned off. And I think that's why the black on the lettuce was so big, is because I had the bleed turned on. So anyway, learning, this has been a learning project for me. Um, Share with you, the mistakes I've made or the things, the opportunities for learning that I have. And I really appreciate you all watching. And I'll catch you all on the next video. And I'm going to keep working on this. If I do some updates and fix the heat pressing part of it, I will definitely let you all know. All right. See y'all in the next video. Love ya. Bye.